take a look at this tank, right? And if you look, you can really see the scratches and the scuffing on the front of this one. Now, over here, I actually did this one before and polished it out, and you can see how nice and polished that area. I did an area there, and when you look, you can see how nice and clear this one is. This one was in the same condition as this tank was, but I wanted to test it out before I made a video on it. But we're gonna try and take this from all scratched and scuffed up to close to brand new. So the kit comes with these pads going from 1,000 to 12,000. Now I made a couple of my own, these two green ones you can see, because my scratches are pretty deep. So I made a 600 grit and I made an 800 grit. And then it starts with the 1,000 from Mighty Magnet and goes up and up and up and up and up. So the 1,000 is actually not too bad. I actually used that to polish, but because my scratches are so deep, I needed something a little bit better at cutting down those scratches. All right, so we're gonna get started with polishing the tank. So the difference between actually polishing this one and this one is that this one's a quarantine tank. Was my refugium. And that's tied into the main system. This one is not. This one's isolated off. So as you're gonna see, when I start actually polishing the acrylic, parts of acrylic are gonna come off, little, small pieces, and it's gonna cloud the water up. Now, in this tank, it just cycled through the system, it was pulled out by the skimmer, filter floss, or the roller mat, and within less than an hour, it was clear. This one I don't think is gonna happen because the only thing in here is this sponge filter. And then I also have my Neptune dose doing water changes, but that's not gonna pull all of that out. So one thing that I might do is I have a filter that I'm going to add to it later to actually pull all of that out. All right, so I'm going to start with my 600 grit. As you can see, put a little, let's focus there. There we go. Put a little indicator to let me know that it's 600 grit. So it's simple, it just goes right here. You want to actually try and line that up, place it on top, and then since I'm doing the whole glass, it doesn't matter where I put this here. So I'm gonna just throw it anywhere in here and just start actually removing these scratches. So I just drop it in, connect it on, and then go to work. Okay, so I have some deep scratches in this tank that I'm gonna have to go 320 on. It's hard to, I know you're probably definitely not gonna be able to see it on camera, but scratches here, 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 here. I don't know how I put those in there, but desperate times call for desperate measures, so we're going 320. This particular pad was the extra one that came with the Mighty Magnets kit. So early on I made this one just to see if I can get it to stick, and I was able to get it to stick, so that's when I realized, okay, well, let me make a 600 and an 800. And this is a 320, but close enough to 400. So you go from 4 to 6 to 8 and so on and so forth. This one should be able to get these scratches out. So we'll see. Let's do it. Drop. Oh man, you can noticeably see what it's doing. All right, so the way that once you're finished with one pad, you get it off is you could actually just pull it off and it'll float up to the top. You just pull it on out. I like to take it off, kind of, since it's a garage, I can go ahead and just wring the water right on the floor and then set my pad over on the side and then step up to the next higher pad, which I'm gonna step back to the 600 and buff out the scratches that I just made with the 320. So let's do that. So let's throw my 600 back on. And then I'm gonna just go over the whole surface of the glass. So I like to go about 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then step up and do it again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Step up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next. 5. Then I like to go up and down. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'll switch for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then just in case, because I went high, so let's go back and go over this here. 2. And there we go. So let's take a little pause for the cause. So earlier I said I was gonna show you exactly how am I gonna filter all of this acrylic out of the water. So I use this reactor here with a sediment filter to clean actually my saltwater bin. So whenever I mix up new salt water, I turn this on and it gets all that, all the sediments that, you know, go into the salt mix, all the caking agents and everything like that. It pulls that out, strips it out, and I get crystal clear new salt water. So what I'm gonna do is take my Maxi Jet here, throw it on in there, and pump that water through here, and it should go ahead and pull all that acrylic out and start clearing that up while we're buffing and buffing and buffing the acrylic. All right, so now we're getting into some really fine grit sandpaper. We're now up to about 8,000. Now, once you start getting to fine sandpapers, it's a little harder to make it across the glass. It almost wants to stick to the glass. It's like sanding with paper. So instead of going across 5 times, I'm gonna just go about maybe once or twice up and down the different sections. But you can already see it, the water's cloudy, but the glass super clear, no scratches. It's pretty good. So I'll show you how I go about doing that. Okay, so I finished pretty much polishing the glass, getting it all nice and getting all the scratches out. Right now the water's still cloudy, so I'm going to give it some time to clear up. Once it's clear, then I'll come back and I'll show you the finished results. So now I'll just put away all my stuff. So when you get the kit, it comes with a container for it, something to keep your magnets from coming together to where you can't get them apart. So these are so strong, it connects right through this big old block right here. And then sets right in there. And you close it on up. You can put that away for safekeeping just in case you need to do it later on, or if you got some friends and they got some scratches in their acrylic tanks, you can go and buff theirs out. This really didn't take that long. It's fairly quick. The pads, they'll go into here, to this case right here. Mighty Magnets, they send you this case as well for keeping your pads in there. Even though I made some extra ones, I still was able to get it to fit. They also give you some solution for buffing out your acrylic scratch remover, real fine like paste for it, but obviously I didn't use that. That's for the outside of the glass. Yeah, and that's the Mighty Magnet kit, scratch remover kit, and how you go about doing it. All right, that looks much better now. No scratches, nice and clear. Call that a success.